entirety with my parrot. Hello everyone, it is Shipwreck Samantha here, and I just want to say thank you guys so much for the wonderful support and encouragement you guys gave me last week, or no, the week before, when I just said I needed a break and I was frustrated with making videos and I just felt really burnt out, and the comments you guys left me were so encouraging and so uplifting, and I just wanted to thank you guys so much for that. And so I wanted to thank you by making a Q&A video answering some of your questions. Like I said in my last video, it's really hard for me to not make videos, and I really do love making videos, so I'm hoping to get back on schedule this week, although for now I think I'm going to back to just doing Friday videos until I recoup, figure out what I want to do for the content of the rest of the week. So let me know if you guys have suggestions for what kind of content you want to see in the rest of the week, because I really love the Friday shenanigan videos, but I just haven't really decided what kind of content I want to make for like Monday, Wednesday videos, so let me know. But enough of my rambling, I'm gonna get straight into the questions now. So the first question, Elena the Dork asked, do you think it's hard to draw guys, and if so, what do you do to try and make it easier to draw them? This is a really good question, because up until like a year ago, I just didn't draw guys. Like, I was horrible at it, and I tried, and it just like every guy I tried to draw looked really feminine, because like that's what I was used to. I was used to drawing girls, and so when I drew guys, they just came out feminine because I drew what I was used to and what I was familiar with. And so I found it to be a lot of a struggle. I think it is very hard to draw guys, and I really wanted to broaden my skills by learning how to draw guys, and so within like the last year or two, really tried to hone on that skill. And the way to draw better is to draw a lot, I guess. So what I did to try and make it easier to draw them is, I mean, this sounds like such a cliche answer, but draw a lot of guys. I went on Pinterest, find pictures of people that have interested me, and then I sketched them. I sketched a lot of portraits. If you go back in my Sketchbook Sunday series before I canceled it, there were a lot of drawings of guys because I knew I was bad at it, so I tried to hone in on it. The more I drew, the better I got, but the big difference, I think, was I asked for people's advice. And so I just kept asking people, you know, this face doesn't look right. What do you think I did wrong? Because I can't figure out what looks wrong, but I just know there's something wrong. And people would very kindly, with constructive criticism, I can't talk today, point out the flaws that they would find that could be tweaked or improved. And so that was so helpful for me, and so now it is very natural for me to draw guys, and it's actually becoming to the point where my girls are looking masculine because I draw guys so much. So now I'm having the reverse problem. I have to go back to the basics and learn how to draw girls again. So try and keep a diverse variety when drawing so you don't lose a skill. I don't think you can lose a skill, but you can get rusty. So I hope that helped. Halloran Illustrations asked, where do you draw your inspiration from when creating original characters or art? I don't know. This is a hard question. Harder than I thought it would be. Wait, let me think about this. Okay, the cliche expected answer would just be my inspiration being like sea life, the ocean, things like that, because like that's something I'm really drawn to. I really love the ocean. I love being on the water. I love swimming. I love scuba diving. I just love everything to do with the water, and I draw a lot of inspiration from that. I guess I draw inspiration from what interests me. So I guess that's also how people really find their styles, is they draw what interests them, and you kind of gotta focus on what draws you. And so like, here's an example. Let me find it. Like, these art books are amazing, and next week I'm going to be talking about this art book. This is like the most wonderful thing ever. So this is the Art of the Hobbit, and so it has a ton of like battle armor and concept artwork, and just gives a lot of examples of artwork that was used to design The Hobbit, Battle of the Five Armies movie. This interests me. I really like drawing fantasy creatures because I find it so interesting and I'm just drawn to it. I love the whimsical fantasy look. I love like really big battle dragons and whimsical little creatures and everything in between. And so draw inspiration from what draws you. So draw the things that draw you in, I guess I could say. This is a really good question. Little Nerdy Artist asked, how do you get comfortable with the way you draw and not be a perfectionist? Oh man, this is like a skill you have to learn. It's not just like a mindset or how do you not be a perfectionist, but it's like, I honestly feel like this is a skill that some people have to achieve. Now, some people aren't perfectionists with their art to begin with. They just like have that innate talent to just draw something and be like, yeah, that's okay, and move on. Or like abstract artists who create things with how they feel and don't worry specifically about how it looks. Things like that. It's like some people are just like born with that, but some of us are perfectionists, and it seems like most of us are. And so this is tricky because I am definitely one of these people that I was a perfectionist, and I still partially am, but I have learned to not be so much of a perfectionist. And again, my Sketchbook Sunday series is a great example of this because throughout that series I tried more and more to use my eraser less and use reference photos less. It was my way of having less handicaps when it comes to drawing. Just not having my eraser within reach while I was drawing actually affected how I drew, because when I had my eraser next to me, it had the mentality of, oh, I need to fix every little detail because my eraser is within reach. But when it's not there, if I mess up, I don't really feel like getting up and going to the other side of the room to get my eraser to fix it, so I just keep going. I find a way to tweak it, to cover up the mistake, whatever, and just keep going. So I guess a good exercise would be to draw in pen or draw in a pencil, but don't have an eraser with you. And that's a good exercise for, don't chew on my shirt, Rose. Here. Ah, you bit me, rude. Anyway, don't worry about every little detail. And that sounds like something that's easy to say and hard to do sometimes, but sometimes you just gotta let loose. If you are trying to get better at not being a perfectionist, draw to music. Pick some music that is really inspirational to you and just draw how it makes you feel. I love listening to instrumental music from movies like The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings are some of my favorites, as well as the soundtracks from the Harry Potter series are very inspirational to me. And sometimes when I'm stuck, I'll just listen to music I really like and just kind of draw what I feel. And that usually involves like people, just drawing faces and the emotions that are portrayed on them kind of portray how I feel. So I guess those are a couple exercises you could try out. Let me know how that works out for you. I'd love to know. I'm sorry if you can hear the dog barking. He is outside just yapping away at nothing. We've always joked that he barks the ghosts away before he can go outside because he barks at nothing. I'm staring at him out the window going, stop it! Disney Creations asked, what is the best way to find motivation to draw? I've been having a hard time finding my motivation to draw for a while, and it's making me sad. I want my motivation back. I've tried and failed. Okay. This is like such an ironic time, or a perfect timing to ask this question, considering I just got out of an art creative block. Because if you guys watched my last video, I've already mentioned several times, I was in like a really bad creative block and just really stuck. And I was just I just felt burnt out, and I didn't feel like creating content, and I didn't want to do it. And I felt like that for a few weeks, but I just kept hitting it head on, making content anyways. It just wasn't 100% great quality content, but I was doing it anyways. And it seems like trying to keep motivation is different for every person. For some people, you just have to keep pushing through it. And sometimes that's the case for me. And sometimes you just have to walk away. You just need to take a breather, go for a walk. I love going for a walk in the woods or just in a woody area where it's got fresh air and birds singing, walking my dog, or listening to music. I mean, I used to not really care for music, but music has been a big part of my artwork lately. And finding motivation, I guess, also comes from finding where your inspiration comes from. So where is your inspiration, and use that for your motivation. Like, if I'm stuck in an art block, I might watch one of my favorite movies, and it just kind of gets me inspired to go and create, because I want to be a part of the team that creates the movies, creates the designs for movies. That gets me kind of excited to go and draw something and design and create concept art like I normally do. Finding motivation is different for every person, so it's hard to give general advice on it. So find what inspires you, and that should convert into what motivates you. Alicia Stop It asked, do you plan on living off your art or doing it as a hobby? This is also a very good question. You guys are asking some really hardcore questions here. So the general answer is yes, I do plan on living off of my art. The second half of the answer is I'm not sure how yet. I guess this is a time to mention I do have a shop. I have a Redbubble shop with a few different illustrations on there, and I've been meaning to put up more on there, so you guys can get my artwork on prints and stuff. If you want to support this channel, you don't have to, but it's just throwing it out there if you want to. And I know I will always do artwork as a hobby for the rest of my life. I mean, Lord willing, because I could lose my hands tomorrow. And, well, I could also draw with my mouth, holding a pencil in my mouth. That's not the point. The point is I have the desire to create art for the rest of my life as a hobby, but I also really want to turn that into my career. I'm just trying to figure out how to do that without losing the desire to create art. What I mean by that is I've tried commissions in the past, and every time I take on a commission, I don't enjoy the artwork I'm creating. And I've done a lot of different experiments for trying out different ways to create a living with artwork, and none of them are like, yes, I want to do that. Like, I've tried teaching art lessons and I didn't hardcore love it, and so I'm trying to find a compromise of something that I can do that supports me with artwork, but also maybe sacrifice a little bit of just loving it 100%, because that may not be. So a general answer, again, I want to create a full-time job with my art, and it would be amazing if this channel grew to the point where I could support myself with it, but I don't know if that'll ever happen, and so we'll just see what the future holds. Okay, I'm not sure how to pronounce this one, but I think it's meant to be like shack-accident, like shack accident, okay? Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. But the question is, how do you balance your personal and professional social media presence when it comes to your art? Like building a relationship with your viewers versus exhibiting your work. I have no clue. I honestly don't know if I have a good answer for this one. I think it is hard to find a balance on social media. Like, I don't want to be like super over the top. Like, I don't want to be posting selfies and stuff all the time and my personal stuff. And I want to focus on the business perspective of sharing artwork, but you also have to find a balance of being real and showing a little bit of what's going on in your personal life. Not like super in-depth, but like, oh, I did this fun art-related thing, you know? And just being more real, I guess? I mean, I guess it's kind of the point of social media. I don't really know. I feel old because I'm finding it harder and harder to understand social media and how to work it. I don't understand Instagram anymore because they have changed it so much. I felt like I used to dominate Instagram. Like, I knew what I was doing. I was growing an audience. It was great. And now I'm like, I don't know. Instagram's changed a lot. I don't understand Facebook at all. I don't go near it. YouTube is like my thing. YouTube is what I can wrap my brain around. It's what I like to do. Twitter, I really don't even go there. I don't even know. I check it like once a month. Snapchat, haven't even bothered. I got a Snapchat account to watch like one friend's story, and I just haven't used it since. Because I don't know. I don't understand how to use it. And there's so many different social medias I haven't even used before, like Twitch. No clue. No clue how to use Twitch. I'm well aware of what it is, I just don't know how to use it. So I'm like not the person to go to for social media advice, because I really don't know, I'm sorry. I Love God So Much asked, what is art? Art is art. The last question is Crafting Depot asked, if you sell your art, how do you decide the price? Oh man. This is so, this is like one of the reasons like I find it so hard to be a professional artist. It's so hard to put a price on yourself, because when you put a price on your work, you're also putting a price on yourself and what you think that thing is worth, but also what you think other people would pay for it. I have seen formulas online. It depends also if it's original artwork. Like, I saw your name is Crafting Depot, so like maybe you do like clay stuff. If you're creating something that like when you sell it, you don't have it to sell again, like a print, the price would be much higher. So for something that is something you sell once and you don't sell again, you would have to factor in the price and then also your time. So like, say you worked an hour on it, price yourself at least minimum wage, but usually probably a lot more than that, because you have a skill that other people don't have, and that's why they're paying you for it. And so like, decide how much you would want to get paid an hour, and then kind of factor that in. So if you get paid 2 hours for something and you want to get paid so much an hour, like you double that, and then you've got your time on top of the material costs. Then you add your profit, because people might think, oh, I'm just getting paid for my time to create this, but if you were paying somebody else to make it so you could sell it, then you'd be paying them the time and you'd be paying for the supplies, and then you would make no money because there's no profit. And so you've got to think of it that way and also give yourself some profit as well. And I guess the profit is up to you, how much you think you would want to do. And so that's the general formula I have heard for creating prices. But as a digital artist, something I really love is I love Redbubble, because I can upload my artwork on there. Redbubble takes care of everything. They take care of the merchandise, they take care of the printing and shipping out product. I just upload my artwork and decide how much profit I want. And there is like a standard profit margin, which I think is like 20%. But you can change that however much you want depending on what you're comfortable with. You can go lower or higher. And so I really love that, because I can just say, I want to make this much profit. Everyone else is making 20%, so I could do 20%. Or if I think my artwork is a nicer quality, I can go higher. Or if I'm just trying to get some sales, I can go lower. And so I think that's really cool. That makes it easier on my part, less stressful. I don't like putting a price on my artwork because I feel like I'm putting a price on me. And so it's hard. It's a hard part about being an artist, I will say. Well, that concludes the end of these questions. I hope I was helpful in answering them. And also, feel free to comment questions you have down below in case I do another Ask the Artist video. I don't know the next time I'll do one, but I do these periodically because I enjoy them. And I just want to do this as a thank you for being so supportive of me and this channel, and just being so understanding of letting me just kind of take a break. I really thought that my subscribers were going to drop significantly if I took a break, and my subscribers actually went up. And so welcome to the newcomers who haven't actually seen new content yet. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for being here. I really do appreciate it, and I guess it's the end of my ramble, so I'll see you guys next Friday.